She stood back to assess the results of her labour. Sally Fitzroy Smith, airport supervisor on the sunny island of Crete, almost ready for duty, she said to her reflection. She turned to glance out of the window briefly, and then shrugged, swinging her head back to the mirror. Sunny day, nothing different there. Would love to go to the beach right now, but alas, needed at airport shortly for touristic commitments. Time. She looked at her watch. 12:15. Day. 12:15. Oh hell, 12:15, I'm late. She grabbed a brush from off the sink and dashed for the door, pausing very briefly to shout to the mirror. Still waiting for my Mr. Mind-shattering man, by the way. In the bedroom, she threw on her airport clothes as quickly as she possibly could and ran a brush through her shiny auburn hair. When she had begun the summer season as airport supervisor that year, she had decided to adopt a more classy, sophisticated look to fit the part, and she considered her new haircut to be an addition to her transformation. She liked the fashionable sexy bob that she now wore, and it suited her lively, outgoing personality. She quickly surveyed the finished results. Just turning the page. Oops. Her figure-hugging navy blue skirt, pale blouse, which accentuated colour in her eyes, her high-heeled stiletto shoes, and the green necktie, which he hated wearing, but which made her look the part all the same. Although her clothes, shoes, and makeup all epitomised a classic airport staff member, her freckles, eyes, and hair betrayed the true Sal. She was anything but run-of-the-mill. Sal was different, fun, and often quirky. But most of all, Sal was unique. Not bad, she said to herself, backing away from the mirror, but pausing for thought before she left the room. Hold on, you may be starting to look too much like one of them. She pointed a chastising finger at herself in the mirror. Tonight, you are putting on the most outrageously sexy little dress and going wild in town. Narrowing her eyes at her new reserved-looking reflection, she chuckled and stuck out her tongue to herself before grabbing her handbag and leaving for the airport. Sal jumped into her bright yellow Cinquecento, which was parked outside her apartment, and turned the key in the ignition. The car shuddered for a moment and then fell silent. Oh no, please, not now, Bobby. Come on, mate, work for me, please, she begged, stroking the steering wheel for a while before starting up the car again. There were a few heart-stopping moments when she thought that it was going to refuse to start, before it hummed into life and she breathed a sigh of relief, pulling out into the road. She had spent what had remained of her savings at the end of last summer to buy the car. But now that she had been promoted, she had contemplated on several occasions trading the car in for a more reliable model. Every time she had thought about giving up her beloved Bobby, however, she pictured it being mangled and squashed into a metal cube, and so the car had remained in her possession, and she had resigned herself to coaxing and cajoling it to start up every morning. She turned onto the main highway, which ran alongside the east coast of the island to Heraklion Airport, and put her foot to the floor. Reaching into the glove box, she pulled out a CD and slotted it into the CD player, turning the volume up a full blast as she sped around the bends into the road, which was cut into the mountainside. She made it to the outskirts of Heraklion in record time, but was dismayed to find, as she approached the airport, that the road slowly became more and more congested, forcing her to slow the car down. She spent a frustrating 10 minutes crawling towards the airport until eventually the road widened and split into several lanes, allowing more traffic to move past the busy town centre. At the last set of traffic lights, before she could turn into the airport, Sal stopped, waiting for the lights to turn green and glancing out of the window at the car next to her. Her eyes immediately came into contact with a cheeky pair of chocolate ones as the man in the adjacent car grinned and winked at her. She did a double take and laughed, blowing him a kiss and speeding off suddenly when the lights changed. "See you later, sexy Greek guy," she shouted out of the window as she passed him. At the airport, she faced a buzz of activity by the outside desk as the reps crowded around Adam, the company manager who had been organising the coaches and transfers of the guests since early that morning. "Sal, thank God, sort this lot out for me, will you? I have to go now. I said I'd meet Faye and she'll think I've forgotten her," a flustered Adam appealed to Sal. "No problem, but I thought this lot would have left on the coaches before now. Hasn't the Gatwick flight landed yet?" she asked in confusion. "Afraid not. There's a delay, but you can get more details from the handler's office inside. Good luck," he said, leaving the situation in her capable hands. Adam had been surprised at how quickly Sal had got to grips with the airport work, and when Faye had suggested that he